Fish are considered a gift of nature because they're available in vast quantities, and that too, almost everywhere. You'll be able to find one or another variant of fish in both salt and fresh water. Cost of a fish is generally determined in terms of its uniqueness or rarity. Fish are available in every size and color. Some look exotic, some a bit dull, and some are known for their intelligence. If you're interested in knowing about 10 of the most expensive caught fish of all time, then just keep watching. Number 10. Freshwater polka dot stingray. This is probably the most expensive freshwater stingray that was sold for $100,000 due to its unique genetically mutated head, which gives it a U-shaped look rather than the typical round look that other stingrays have. Ironically, this stingray would not have been able to survive in the wild due to this defect, because it would not have been able to successfully hunt its prey. In captivity, it needs to be hand-fed in order to survive. Nevertheless, it's easy to see why this fish is so expensive. With its dark black body and white polka dot spots, this ray looks spectacular swimming across the floor of any large aquarium. They are also very energetic and agile fish with a high metabolic rate, so they need to feed twice a day on other small fish, worms, and crustaceans. Number 9. Platinum arowana. The platinum arowana is without a doubt one of the most expensive fish to date. The platinum arowana is one of the most expensive fish in the aquarium industry because of its vivid color and the difficulty of breeding it in captivity. These fish have been known to sell for over $400,000 in some cases. Their platinum coloring is the result of a rare genetic mutation, but bear in mind that not all arowanas are priced so highly. These beautiful creatures can grow up to about 3 feet in length, so ample space is required. However, they're difficult to care for and should only be kept by experienced professionals. This fish is a carnivore, so it will require a hefty diet filled with small fish, snails, insects, and crustaceans. This can soon become a pricey issue, but if you've spent $400,000 on a fish, then the cost is probably not a worry. In Asia, it's believed these fish draw out negative vibes and boost health, luck, and prosperity. Number 8. Masked angelfish. The masked angelfish happens to be a favorite amongst reef aquariums, but they're rarely seen in the industry. These fish are found in great quantities in the northwestern Hawaiian Islands, where collecting aquarium fish is strictly forbidden, which could be the reason they're so ridiculously expensive. They were first discovered in 1972. This angelfish grows up to about 8 inches long, and unlike a lot of other fish, it does not have any bright, vibrant colors or patterns. It could be the very simplicity of it that makes it so gorgeous. What they do have is an incredible marbled white body color, a black mask across their eyes, and bluish-white lips. These fish begin their lives out as females and gradually turn into males. Only 1 or 2 live specimens of this fish are collected each year, so it's easy to see why they're so sought after. Number 7. Neptune grouper. The Neptune grouper is a highly valuable fish that is extremely unheard of to come across in the trade. Whilst there are many groupers that are regulars in aquariums, this particular one exudes a stunning color scheme, which is one of the reasons that it's so highly priced. The younger ones tend to be more expensive than the adult specimens. They sport a hot pink body with vibrant yellow bands. This fish lives deep in the ocean, and this is the reason they're very rarely caught. However, when they're caught, they require special decompression and transportation to ensure they can survive in captivity. You're more likely to see this fish sold for food in Japan and East Asia. In fact, there are very little that actually make it up to the surface alive because of how they're brought up too quickly, and as a result, die from decompression sickness. Groupers grow up to be quite large fish and require tanks of at least 200 gallons, depending on the species. As they're carnivorous, they enjoy foods such as shrimp, scallops, and squid. Number 6. Wild king salmon. The wild king salmon is also called the Chinook salmon, and this happens to be one of the most difficult of salmon species to catch each year. This special type of fish is among the highest in fat and flavor of all wild Pacific salmon species, and it's also possibly the largest of them all. Fish suppliers commonly offer a very limited number of the wild king salmon each year, only because they tend to run out very quickly. Another alternative, which is more common and affordable, are the red sockeye salmon, which are usually priced a bit cheaper and more easily available year-round. They cost around $15 to $17 per pound. Number 5. Yellowfin tuna. The yellowfin tuna is often seen as a much more suitable and delicious replacement for the endangered bluefin tuna. Unlike the bluefin, it's still widely available from the majority of sellers. It has a great, firm, and flaky texture, along with a mild flavor and versatility that make it an excellent choice for grilling or eating raw, hence why it's a popular choice among restaurants and for home cooks as well. However, cost is still a factor, and it's still one of the most expensive fish, particularly for those who do not live next to a fish market. So, be prepared to pay a pretty penny to have it shipped to your door. Number 4. Swordfish. The Pacific swordfish is an incredibly hardy fish that's available throughout the year, despite the fresh variety only being caught from August to October. Since it's so meaty and filling, it holds up well against grilling and broiling, which is the reason many people love eating it as a kebab. A serving size of this delicacy is about 4 ounces, which means that each 50 to 200 pound swordfish can serve a lot of people. Due to the difficulty involved in catching these giant creatures and their high demand, swordfish is considered to be among one of the most expensive fish in the world. And contrary to popular belief, swordfish is no longer considered to be an endangered species due to recent successful conservation efforts. Number 3. Fugu fish. If you're a fan of The Simpsons, then you'll probably have heard of the fugu. Fugu is a traditional Japanese dish, but one that can be extremely fatal and really can kill you. One drop of poison from this pufferfish can leave a diner dead. The toxin is so potent that one pufferfish contains sufficient toxin powerful enough to kill 30 people and is 1,200 times more powerful and lethal than cyanide. As you can probably imagine, in order to be able to prepare this deadly dish, Japanese chefs must go through a training period that is minimum 2 years and must have the right license to be able to prepare and serve this dish. This is because only a certain part of the fish contains the toxin. So, trained chefs are capable of preparing the raw fish dish whilst avoiding the toxicity. Only a select few number of chefs are trained with enough skill required to cut the fish properly, which, as you can obviously see, makes this particular delicacy very expensive indeed. Its price can range from $12 to $200 for a more full experience. And with that, it's now time for today's subscriber pick. Today's photo was sent to us by one of our subscribers, so if you come across a photo online and want to know more details about it, just send it on over to us. We might even feature it on a future video. Number 2. This picture today looks to us to be the result of Photoshop, as, number 1, there was nowhere else this monstrosity was found, and 2, if you take a look at the foreground, you'll see that the folks there by the whale's tail are much smaller than the people in the background. Kinda goes to show just how this photo was photoshopped. Number 1. Bluefin tuna. The fish that takes the cake for being the most expensive also happens to be the most controversial entry on this list. This is, without a doubt, one of the most expensive fish you can buy. It's quite well known for its popularity in sushi culture and with Japanese foodies. As a matter of fact, a sushi restaurant owner in Japan made headlines for buying an incredibly expensive $1.76 million fish in 2013. Whilst this was mainly about maintaining a tradition of overpaying for the biggest fish of the season in order to bring in customers for the restaurant, you can definitely expect to pay more for this species of fish than any other on the market. Bluefin tuna from the Atlantic is in extremely low supply, making its way onto the endangered species list and the news for being scarce in the oceans today. Fishermen from the Pacific coasts, however, are reporting ample supply of Pacific bluefin tuna. Most legitimate sellers claim that they only sell this particular variety over the other. While still pricey, Pacific bluefin tuna is easier to find and is considered a more conservation-friendly choice by many. That concludes today's video of 10 of the most expensive caught fish of all time. Let us know what you thought in the comment section below. And if you like it, leave a thumbs up and don't forget to click that bell notification button so you never miss any of our updates. And as always, thanks for watching.